From our previous videos, I hope that we are slightly clear on what is trauma, what is childhood trauma, and about our brain's alarm system. If you haven't watched them, please go and do because it would really help to know what happens inside your brain and body to understand why we behave in a certain way in certain situations. Now, coming back to amygdala, which is a tiny organ inside our brain and which helps us in detecting danger. Let's try to understand what happens when the amygdala functions normally and for an overactive amygdala. For a normal amygdala function, as soon as we face a natural danger, the amygdala sends a signal to the body. The thinking brain processes it, and once it's processed, the body slowly settles down. For a person with an overactive amygdala. Now, why does someone have an overactive amygdala? A child who is repeatedly bullied, yelled to, abused, neglected, avoided, etc., the body gets into a constant survival mode when he or she becomes an adult. The amygdala, which is supposed to detect danger, now starts detecting danger always in everything, in everyone. It starts perceiving everything as danger. Whatever they were subjected to in their childhood, it's over. But the brain does not know it, and the nervous system does not understand that, and it has gone into a survival mode. Say, suppose you're walking on the road. Normally, when a car approaches and you know that you have to move to the side, the amygdala sends a signal to the body. You quickly move to the side, your heartbeat might go up a little bit, your body might stiffen, but the moment you go to the side, the car passes, you take a deep breath and your body is settled and you continue to walk. But for a person with an overactive amygdala, how do things work? Say a child who was constantly subjected to perfectionism, who was never enough for their parents, who was never recognized for their talents, who was always told that somebody else was better than them, and small mistakes in whatever they do were considered as big errors. Say this child grows up into an adult and is working at a big firm. Now, if his or her manager comes to them with a small request for modification of something they've worked on, they take it very personally. This person finds it as a big criticism. They feel ashamed of it. They cannot handle the fact that a mistake happened from their side despite putting in so much of effort. They start feeling less worthy, that they do not have the adequate knowledge to work on that particular thing, etc. So you can clearly understand the difference between what happens when this organ works normally and if it is overactive. So now, if you think, you will understand why certain people behave in a certain way in similar situations. Something what you might find very silly might be the most critical thing to another person because of something that happened in their childhood and which had sent their entire nervous system to a survival mode. Now, the child growing into an adult, the nervous system is not damaged. It's just that it is subjected The constant repetition, and the nervous system does not know what's happening, and it gets to a survival mode. So it starts scanning for threat and danger everywhere. And these result as trauma responses when we become adults. We will discuss about different types of trauma responses in the upcoming videos, like why people turn into people pleasers, why people freeze, they go numb, why they flee, and so on. These are trauma responses, and there is a reason behind somebody behaving in a certain way. And once you understand that, you will be able to approach life with a better angle, approach things what you feel and behave, as well as the other person. So we will understand about this slowly, but please go through these, please think about this, please try to understand these, what happens in the brain and body, so that we can slowly start working on it to get our lives better. So the amygdala, how it functions normally, how it is when it is overactive, and what can we do about it. So wait for the upcoming videos.